Country Xtra.
Anybody else want to do an intro?
That was your intro. Well done.
No, I thought everybody's telling me how useless I am today. So.
Yeah, I thought you would really try and earn some points back.
Oh, right, okay. No, I'm just giving up now. Not bothering.
Hi everyone, you're listening to Black Country Xtra. I hope you're having a great Sunday.
Sunday afternoon.
Did you watch the women's cricket, women's football yesterday?
No, I didn't. No.
Have you watched any sport?
I haven't, and it's been a weekend of sport as well, hasn't it? But I haven't watched any sport
It's
at all.
a good job we're in.
I am going to go from this show and go and watch the Open, I think.
Okay.
But something strange happened in the ladies'
In the
football.
neighbourhood.
Who are you going to call? Something strange happened in ladies' football yesterday with the referee.
Well, not yesterday.
What day are we on?
Sunday.
Oh, yeah. So
What was yesterday?
Yeah.
No, but it's been happening every single game.
Yeah, okay, so it started Friday.
What he's trying to say,
Yeah,
the World Cup started. We'll set this
I was
up
hoping
well.
I was going to
For
get
those listeners at home
I could
who
see you
might
trying
not
to
be
get
well
something,
informed.
But it
Oh,
was
I
just
finally got... You woke up, Josh. We finally got a reaction, have we?
Oh, mate, honestly.
Always angry.
Right, for anyone who doesn't know, the World Cup started on Thursday in Australia and New Zealand, the Women's World Cup, and it kicked off with Australia and New Zealand, and for the first time ever in the opening game in Auckland on Thursday, so not yesterday, there was a penalty review, and normal processes were followed where the referee went over, looked at the screen and decided it was a penalty. There was a penalty in the first opening 10 games of the Women's World Cup. That's mad.
Yeah.
And then she had the mic switched on and she announced to the crowd her on-field decision, which was the first time ever that a referee in football has been heard live to a crowd. And that's followed on in every single game, pretty much that I've watched, where the referee has communicated something. So that being, for example, Japan scored yesterday, there was an offside goal. It was very quick. She got a buzz in the ear, and then she put her hand up and went, offside, no goal, number 11 in the middle. And done, and it was over in seconds. So every single person in that crowd knew exactly why the goal was disallowed. They knew exactly who was offside, and it was all explained to them.
So I take it you're for it then?
Well, because when we watch football at home, VAR is explicitly told to us. We can see the replays, we can hear the conversations being held.
Yeah.
We know exactly why someone was offside or why the red card came or the penalty or so on. And it's really good viewer sport when you're sitting at home on your sofa, but sport is real life and it's meant to be lived. And actually, when you go and pay more money and sit in the stadium, you have a worse experience. So it's to try and engage the audience in who are watching the game and give them more engaging part of it. So England's penalty yesterday was a handball. But if you were the other side of the ground, 45,000 fans in Brisbane yesterday, if you were the other side of the ground, you didn't know whether it was push in the back, you didn't know whether it was stamp, you didn't know whether it's handball, X, Y, Z. Very clear, penalty, England, handball, number 7, done. You know exactly what it's for.
So I take it this is following from the rugby then, is it? So the referees in rugby do it, don't they?
I think
Cricket
it's
as well.
Yeah, it's similar. Yeah, pretty much every sport do it, don't they? Any sport, tennis. I don't know a sport that doesn't really, and that's the point. That football has just always been 10 years behind every sport, haven't we? We get stuck in our ways, and we kind of favour. And what we did, we sold our soul to Sky Sports in the early 90s, and we just favour people who watch it on TV, and forgot about everyone in the grounds. The classic yesterday, which I thought was really good, was there was a possible penalty for England. And they went over, they had a look at it, and the referee explained why it wasn't a penalty for England, because the England forward, just before the possible penalty, pushed the Haiti player, but it was made very clear. So in the ground, us after 8 points in Wembley are going, what's happening? It's a joke, it's a penalty. And then the ref comes out, no penalty, foul by, I can't remember, I think it was Alessia Russo, free kick Haiti. Oh, right, I didn't see that, done.
Yeah.
So
is this a test, or is this? Do you think is going to be introduced into?
What happens with FIFA Pro, who are in charge of rules, and they're the ones who try and develop the game. So they're the ones where we talked about Arsene Wenger's offside that's been stopped now, but they have introduced this, and what they do, they go through a 3-year trial process. So it started with the Under-17s World Cup last year. Now it's made it to the Women's World Cup. Next it's also going to be tried, I think, in the Danish league and another league before it goes into the big time. Is basically the idea.
Euros next year.
Quite possibly, yeah. But as any process, it depends if it's a failure or not, which it's so far getting really good success from it. So I think it will go into mainstream football. It's just we're giving a character to the referee, and for too long we just sit in the stands and chant the referee as a not very good job.
So hang on. So from your point of view, you're pretty much of a favour for it.
Yeah, I can't see any fallback.
What about you, Tom?
I was just going to ask the question. So is this like the first stage in? So we'll be ending up hearing everything that's happening in decisions.
I don't think that would be the case, because I think that could lead similar to cricket. You don't hear the conversation between umpire and.
Oh, you just hear that on the telly?
Yeah. You don't hear that in the ground.
Because
so what you're saying is you could potentially have the referee and the linesman.
I don't think it'll be every conversation.
No more VAR.
Oh, VAR, yeah.
Could you imagine the issues in the ground then? So he goes, well, I don't think it's a foul, so disallow it. And everyone's going, what? No, it is a foul.
Because I hope
you could cause like riots in the ground.
Because I do hope that they bring that VAR into the grounds as you see it on TV.
I think the only issue with it.
Because, like you just said, we don't know what's going on.
No, you're all trying to stare at that tiny little plasma TV across there, aren't you?
Well, yeah.
No one can see it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, though. I do think, like Josh just said there, the issue is you know what football fans are like. That the thing is, football fans want to see that, and the majority of them are well behaved and okay. Yeah, we'll react
the 1%
as they see, but the 1% sees it, throws something at the screen, runs out, says no, that's wrong, and starts slide tackling the referee on the pitch.
But you could do that anyway, because it'll come up and say decision no goal.
And but
if you disagree with that.
But even if they show you how they get to that no goal, it's still the same result at the end, isn't it?
No, yeah, but you're giving context to it. So if you say no, that is a goal, and you're looking at the screen and you go, oh, clearly that's a goal.
I think what the context would be like. So cricket and tennis is finite. The ball is either in or out. The ball has been caught or not caught. So that's why they show it on the big screen, because it is or it isn't.
It's either
Football's
not
finite.
Yeah.
Is it a handball? You know, when that ball's by your hand or something, and you could be like, no, it's handball, and the bloke by you is going, well, it isn't, and then it's on the screen, and then you could create this whole more hostility to a football ground and towards the referee.
So do you think that the technology is taking over the game? So do you think they should go back to how it was, just like where the linesman can't keep up with play because they're too slow, and it's...
I'm all up for technology, and I really, I am. I love how things evolve and stuff like that. But I have got to be honest, I'm getting sick of it now.
Because it does seem
I just want to watch a game of football.
Yeah, because the one thing I've noticed, and it's almost become acceptable, is the fact that a lot of these goal scorers don't even celebrate.
No, of course they won't.
Until they look...
Well, it's not a goal until
they look at the screen and see if it's going to go VAR.
I know, but I think what people forget is how bad football was.
Was it?
Well, it was, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It's not beat around the bush here.
There was lots of decisions.
Are you saying that? In 2010, were you not apoplectic when Frank Lampard's goal was clearly 3 yards across the line?
But that wasn't just us.
No, I'm saying
and everywhere. The hand of God?
No, I'm saying everywhere.
And the hand of God wouldn't have happened.
But let's not go that far back. But I'm saying, like, football is so much better now.
I hate the fact that you can't. I still hate now that you can't. I really wanted VAR to come in, but I just don't like the fact you can't celebrate a goal.
Yeah, but would you rather that and that goals are scored and conceded properly? You could be in a relegation scrap next year and you haven't got VAR, and some dodgy handball goal is the reason you're relegated.
How far do you go with it?
Well, that's how far
that blade of grass was 4 mil too high, so that could have deflected the ball. That's not fair. And
what
take
do you
it back,
mean?
cut the grass. How far do you go?
Well, how far they've gone? They haven't gone any further.
This isn't the end. Not a chance. Is this the end?
So go rewind a little bit. So are you for or against the referees?
I'm for it all. But my problem is now I'm got that sick of it all that I'm against it. Oh, at the start of it, that's what I wanted. But it's such a long-winded process that just takes forever to get in. And when it gets in, it doesn't really work. And then all the mic packs and everything play up, and you end up just sitting in the ground staring at nothing happening for hours because technology's not working. I just want to see them play football.
Have you watched the women's football?
Yeah.
So have you seen all the decisions every game?
No, not all of them. No.
Don't tell me you've sat and watched every game.
Oh, of course he will have done. It's Josh.
Yeah.
He's got his little scratch pad with his own notes in.
I support women's sport, Andrew.
Yeah, right.
Little backhanded comments from last week, and we have to send an apology to any viewers that heard his horrible comments from last week.
It's not true.
Andy's living in the Middle Ages. Every decision has been so rapid. So, like, the offside for the Japan goal, It was not like a discussion. They didn't go to the screen. It just pinged straight in her ear. And she just went, boop, offside, number 7, restart, Zambia. And it was done straight away. Whereas in the Premier League, it would have been going over, checking the line. It would have took 3 minutes. You're sitting on the ground.
Well, the offside rules changed now, though, hasn't it?
So talking of the subject of offside. So are they vocal with that as well? And so if somebody's clearly offside,
yeah, but it wasn't a discussion. It just the person.
So doesn't that then question in your head how they got that decision so quickly?
No, because the issue is that in the Premier League, the referee takes every decision. Whereas the new way of officiating, and this is what's been introduced into this World Cup, this is the conversation I'm trying to have, is that there's 6 officials on every game, and they all have an equal opportunity to make that decision. The issue with Premier League referees is the Premier League referee has to have the final say, hence why he has to go over the screen and check everything, because he has to have the final say. Whereas what's happening, similar to rugby, is they're going, well, VAR are fully qualified referees. It's not like it's you and me. So they're saying it's offside, so the referee's not even going to check it, because she's trusting that decision straight away. So she goes, bing, offside, because she's trusting what's in her ear. Whereas in the Premier League, it takes so long because he has to have the final check.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, no, that's a fully qualified referee in that room. You should just be able to trust his opinion on it.
So where's it going to stop though? Because I mean,
well, they got it wrong. They can get it wrong as well.
Wolverhampton Wanderers. They get just every decision is going to be.
No, don't be silly.
No, I'm saying, where's it going to end? Well, it's a fair point.
It's only for decisions that need to be overturned. It's not for every decision. They're not going corner ball. They're not going throw in. They're not going substitute.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is this going to
change a game?
Yeah. So could they potentially go to every decision? You're going to hear what the referee's decision is.
Possibly, but that doesn't happen in other sports. No other sport does that.
I think rugby does, doesn't it?
No, rugby just do it for decisions. This is what we're saying. They're only going to the referees when they're over. You don't hear the referee. You might never hear the referee. It's only if something needs overturning or they're checking it on
TMO, isn't it? Is it TMO in rugby?
Yeah. And there was a penalty given. You don't hear the ref then. The ref doesn't go penalty. It's only if they've had to go and check to overturn it. It's only when VAR's involved.
Well, we could go on forever on that subject.
I think you need to watch one of the games this week and see it in action.
Tell me which one's going to be one of the best ones.
Well, it's difficult. So, like, USA games are all early hours of the morning because I think they're trying to tie it into their hours. England are playing again on Friday at 10:30 against Denmark. So that'll be quite a tight game. And then we've got China the following Tuesday. So I'd say the England game. But just in the morning when you're having your cup of coffee, 8 o'clock the kickoff is.
I mean, rich tea
all the
biscuits.
games, yeah. Just have a watch. Honestly, you'll be quite impressed with the efficient nature of it.
Fantastic. Right.
Should we talk about England football after this?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, we're just going to have that classic from Oasis.